what the horse sees. It aptly demonstrates exactly what we're trying to show you.
Hello, good morning. Hi. Hi, do you mind going to the low side of the trail?
Sure.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Great. Are you having a good ride?
Oh, it's great out here.
Good. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
Have a great ride.
My name's Everett Lewis from the Back Country Horsemen of Washington, the Trail Dusters chapter. And certain incidents have led up to the need for a little bit more information about meeting of bicycles and hikers and horses.
Hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good. Are you coming by?
Yeah, go ahead. Just if you can go to the low side of the trail, that would be great.
Okay.
Let the horse take a look here.
Hey there, big guy.
Are you having a good day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just come from the lookout.
Oh, great.
Have a great ride.
You have a great night.
The three basic steps when meeting are to hail or say, hello, how are you? And the biker or hiker or horse person will then say, hello, how are you? Where are you coming from today? Well, we're down from Dishpan Gap today, and we're on our way out. We've been up there for a week and a half. And then the person on the horse would suggest, would you please just move a little bit off the trail to the low side of the trail, because we know a horse is going to spook away from perceived danger. And then they keep talking while they're passing so that the horse stays relaxed, recognizing that verbal communication.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Can we
You having
find
a good
place?
ride?
Yeah. Can we
Here, I'll
find a
move-
place to pass here?
I think if you move over this way, I'll move up this way a little bit. Should be fine.
He's a big guy.
There we go.
Okay. Easy. Come on. Come on.
Great.
Good boy.
Have a great ride.
You do the same. See you later.
Given the increased hiker, mountain biker, and horse activity, it is helpful to have a good understanding of what the horse sees. This became apparent when my wife and I were returning home after a ride. Her horse saw a slowly gliding object off her left rear. Her horse spun to get a better look. My wife landed on the gravel road, wind knocked out of her, not seriously hurt. The horse, a prey animal, will startle and perhaps bolt in order to flee from perceived danger. Thus, some etiquette is suggested for safer meeting and passing procedures. First, vocalize, say hello. Importantly, either party speak up. A horse recognizes verbal exchange. Cyclists and hikers should then move to the lower side of the trail, as the horse, when spooked, will move away from perceived danger. In other words, we don't want the horse and rider going over the cliff. We would rather have the hiker or biker standing there and the horse, if anything, spooks up. It is our hope that this short video will illustrate these practices and raise awareness between users to prevent accidents and injury.
Hi, I'm Linda. I'm a runner, trail runner, and a mountain biker, and I've been on a lot of trails where I've come across horsemen or horses, and I know that you always want to make the horse aware that you're there. And so, I stop, say something to the horse and or the rider, and let them go by, stop and get off the trail. It's easier for me to stop, and you know, I'm not going to get scared. So just let the horse know you're there and let him go by.
My name's Bobby Elliott, and I am a member of Trail Dusters chapter of Back Country Horsemen, and I have horses and I also hike. And even when you're in the back country and away from most people, you meet somebody coming down the trail. Hikers meet bikers, hikers meet horse people, and vice versa. When you meet somebody on a horse, you want to make some sort of noise. You want to say, hello, I'm here. Let them know where you are. You may want to get off of the trail, and if you do get off of the trail, make sure that you're on the downhill side. If the horse spooks, it'll spook uphill and not down. Years and years in the woods, both on horseback and afoot, in some pretty rugged places, steep slopes, rocky. For other hikers, etc., you know what a scramble is. You'll find horses up there too. So be aware. If you come across somebody on a horse, make sure you know, once again, make sure that you know that they know that you're there. And we'll go from there.
My name is Jennifer and this is Jack. I've been riding horses since I was a little girl. I've had many different experiences with hikers and bikers. The key thing to remember is that the horse will see the hiker and the biker before the biker will see the horse and rider. They can sense things far off and they have extremely very good vision and hearing. So the key is to make sure that you make yourself aware that you are there in plenty of time. And the rider may as well. The rider may say, we're down here, horse and rider this way. So that is the biggest key fact right there, is that we really need to be sure that the biker is aware that the horse may spook when the biker or hiker comes into the vision.
Now I'd like to have Rich Guthrie step up. Rich is a retired veterinarian in the Back Country Horsemen, and he's going to give us a bit of background on why the horse does what it does. So here's Rich.
Hello, I'm Rich Guthrie. I'm a retired veterinarian, member of Trail Dusters chapter of Back Country Horsemen of Washington. Let me introduce you to some information about horses that will be helpful in developing your understanding of how to interact with them on the trail. You will interact on the trail with horses if you use horses' trails. Horses are prey animals. A prey animal is an animal who is, in its natural environment, used as food by predator animals. Horses are prey animals. They have, for thousands of years, been running away from predators, especially the large cats. The horse evolved in open areas, deserts, steppes, prairies, and the open areas made the sight of the animal the first way of being able to evaluate or determine the threat of a predator in their environment. So horses can see very well. Horses have the largest eyes of any land mammal. These eyes are set on each side of the head, and each eye can see independently of the other, a different image. If the horse sees something threatening with one eye, it will immediately turn its head and focus both eyes on that object, giving it binocular, in-depth sight of the perceived threat. The horse can see in a very large area because of this lateral positioning of the eyes. The only places they can't see is for a small cone about 3 or 4 feet in front, directly in front of the face, and for an area about 10 degrees wide behind them that goes off to infinity. And of course the horse, by turning its head, can eliminate that blind spot quite readily too. When the horse sees something threatening moving, the horse instinctively will run the distance of a lion's charge and turn around to see what threatened it. Horses that stopped to consider whether that really was a lion or not became food, and horses that ran further than a lion's charge may have run into another lion or become too exhausted to escape another predator. So sight is very important. Hearing is important too. That is the kind of the second thing that the horses use to evaluate the presence of predators in their environment. The horse's ears, well, the hearing of a horse is, they can hear higher sounds than we can, they can hear lower pitched sounds than we can, they can hear softer sounds than we can. Each ear can rotate 180 degrees, and they can rotate independent of each other. And you can often tell more about where the horse's attention is by which way the ear is pointing than by where their eyes are. Smell is very good in horses, but probably doesn't apply to today's discussion. So, what frightens a horse and what reassures a horse? A predator-sized object moving at predator speed is the scariest. Stumps or hikers with backpacks that are relatively slow-moving or stationary can be frightening for horses if they look approximately the size and shape of a predator, but usually these objects don't cause as much fright as the things that are moving rapidly. The most reassuring thing to the horse is human speech. Our domestic horses are used to hearing people talk. Horses are very intelligent animals. They quickly adapt to everything in their environment that is non-threatening, and one of the most non-threatening things is human speech. And it doesn't matter what the human is saying. They can be talking about the weather or the trail conditions or how sore they are. It doesn't make any difference to the horse as long as that conversation continues. Periods of silence can bring the threat of this unfamiliar object back, and so I would encourage trail users, bikers, and hikers to continue the conversation. The horse rider usually will continue to do this, depending upon their experience, will usually try to continue the conversation, but do engage with them in conversation until the horse is safely past you or you are safely past the horse. Now, horses are big, strong animals, and in this scary situation where they're liable to whirl and flee, that can be very dangerous for the rider and very dangerous for anything else in the vicinity. They also, if cornered, will not hesitate to strike or kick. I had a young friend that lived down the road from us who was riding his horse, his pony, down the street one day, and some motorbike riders thought it would be fun to buzz the pony and scare it. Well, this pony had good experience with bikes and wasn't afraid of them at all, but the pony had a temper, and when the second bike rider went by buzzing the pony, it whirled and kicked at him and threw him and the bike into the ditch. So be aware that you may have some other problems with horses. They can react in anger as well as in fear. The horse is a wonderful, large, very easily trained animal, but I would encourage you to use as much caution as possible in presenting yourself to the horse. Thank you. Let me tell you a little more about how horses react to scary sounds or sights. Horses can be accommodated to almost anything if it is repeated enough times, especially if it's repeated fairly frequently and in a rhythmic manner, such as a gunshot. Horses have become well adapted to fighting in wars, and the way that it is done is by repeating the scary stimulus enough times so that it's not scary anymore. And this usually involves 30 to 100 repetitions of whatever it is that you're wanting to desensitize the horse to. However, there is another phenomenon, and that's that the horse can become sensitized to something scary if it happens less than 30 times. Typically 1 to 10 times of being run into by a bicycle, for instance, could make the horse so paranoid of bicycles that it will never allow one within its sight, unless the horse then is conditioned by having a bike rider, for instance, appear in the horse's vicinity in a situation where it cannot escape, and doing that repeatedly in a non-threatening manner for probably, once the horse is sensitized, then in the order of 100 to 150 times.
It's our hope that today we have given you some basics for safe passing and meeting horses, mountain bikes, and hikers. And I think that the most important thing is to vocalize, hello, how are you? How's your day going? And keep vocalizing until the passing has completed, because the horse can recognize voice between people, and it relaxes them a lot and takes the fear of a silent predator away. We just really appreciate all the help and hope that this will give all the multiple user groups some good, solid basics for safe enjoyment of the outdoors. Thanks a lot. I guess in closing, just remember that this isn't a practice run. We only go around once, so have a good time and lots of fun. Enjoy the outdoors. Thanks a lot.
Have you ever heard the coyotes howl? Their ballads for the stars. The only sound for miles around, you can hear 'em from afar. The same old song they've been singing now since the lions learned to roar. There's something there, I know there is, if we listen to the earth once more.